What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm Todd from Land of Bikes, and we have another 2018 Trek to check out with a whole new design frame. So this is the new 2018 Trek Excalibur 9. It has a brand new redesigned frame and fully overhauled this year from last year's bike. It's a 29er in 17.5 inch frames and up, 15.5 inch frames and down. It is a 27.5. Changes from last year include Boost 141 spacing for extra tire clearance and shorter chainstays. Once again, Boost 141 being a quick release skewer, not to be confused with Boost 148, which is a rear through axle, and a 12mm front through axle, which is also Boost spacing. This frame also includes internal cable routing to keep things a little bit cleaner. The frame shaping has changed dramatically with far more aggressive hydroform tubing. In addition, this does have the Trek G2 geometry, which Trek is well known for. The frame does seem to be a nice step up from last year's model and more reminiscent of their old Superfly aluminum frames. The capability to fit a wider tire is nice since that's kind of the way the industry is going. Overall, I would have to say this is a really good looking bike. The new 2018 Trek Excal 9 is a trail bike, primarily intended for trail riding. The front fork is a RockShox Recon RL and comes with a nice fancy little remote lockout lever. It has a 100mm front fork, solo air chamber in the 9 model only, and in the 13.5 inch frame, it features an 80mm travel front fork. Trek have equipped this bike with XT components, XT rear derailleur, and XT crank. The Shimano XT drivetrain on this bike is a 2x11 drivetrain. Last year the Excal 9 was XT as well. However, this year they've equipped it with an XT crank. The brakes are Shimano hydraulic M-Series front brakes. It would have been nice to see a full XT group set on this bike considering the higher price tag. The new Excal comes equipped with a new Duster Elite Boost wheel set with a little wider rim than in the previous Excal Mustang Elite wheels. The Excal this year comes in at around $2,000 Canadian and $1,580 American. A pretty big bump up from last year's Excal, which was roughly $400 less. Now to get into some of the things that I'm not too fond about. Once again, I think most of you would agree that this bike is meant for trail riding. If someone buys a Excal around $2,000, say even a hardtail around $1,500, they're probably going to buy it to trail ride. And all of you who trail ride know that you should not put a kickstand on a trail bike. You should not mountain bike with a kickstand in the event that the kickstand causes you to crash or damages your frame. Now, like the Roscoe, this Excal does have a kickstand mount. Now, once again, I am a little bit confused at the higher price point bike and why it would have a kickstand mount. So recently, Trek got back to me in an email and mentioned that the kickstand mounts were highly influenced by the European market since Europeans love their kickstands. Nevertheless, I am not too fond of the kickstand mount. Personally, I would not pay $2,000 for a bike that has a kickstand mount. The welds don't seem to be up to Trek standard, which isn't necessarily the problem, although I feel like some of their older frames have had a lot nicer welds. Another weakness to this bike is I feel as though the Recon front fork is a little bit weak. It is a solo air fork. However, the Recon RL is similar spec to the Recon Silver, which is a huge step down from the Recon Gold, although it does fall in line with a lot of other bikes at this component spec. Aside from a few minor things, this bike is pretty solid. It looks really good, and I feel will meet the needs of a lot of different types of riders.